From a brisk morning in Lawrenceville, we welcome you to Mercer County High School Baseball on the WBCB Sports Network. Alongside Ryan Baxter, I'm Jordan Hirsch, and today we've got CVC Valley Division action between the Ewing Blue Devils and the Lawrence Cardinals. Today's game on the WBCB Sports Network is brought to you by Capital Health Systems, the Mercer County Prosecutor's Office, Haldeman Ford Subaru, Kessel Dermatology, the Revere Restaurant, the New Jersey Education Association, Trenton Thunder, the Trentonian, and of course this is the Trentonian pregame show, the Italian People's Bakery, Jammer Doors, and Hyundai of Trenton and Mako Ewing. And Ryan, I'd like to welcome you inside here to the Trentonian pregame show because we've got a real interesting matchup on tap. And let's start out with Ewing. This is their opening day after having their previous two games rained out. This is a program that went through its fair share of struggles last season, but finished the year on a high note, winning the Mercer County Invitational, and they're hoping that the end of last season can carry over into this one.
Oh, absolutely. If you're Ewing, you're just hoping to pick up exactly where you left off last year, you know. Not exactly the way that you wanted your regular season to go, but a lot of teams can say that, really. They just want to establish themselves that, hey, we can play in Mercer County, we can play in the CVC, and we can go up against any team here, and they're really going to look to establish themselves. I know they're itching to get out there after these couple rainouts here, and going up against a top team like Lawrence here, they want to make a statement that they're here.
Yeah, and let's run down this Ewing lineup as the Cardinals have taken the field. Leading off will be the second baseman, Joey Andreas. Batting second, center fielder Lorenzo Petrone. Batting third, catcher Chris Salmon. Batting fourth, the pitcher and designated hitter Colin Elam. Batting fifth, third baseman Jake Mignona. Batting sixth and playing first base, Keith Lesko. And the bottom three are the left fielder or center fielder Ryan Gregg, right fielder Sam Leibowitz, and shortstop Sam Simpkins, and they will take on the sophomore right-hander Deacon Moore, and he is on this Cardinals team fresh off a trip to the Central Jersey Group 3 Finals last year, and they've picked up right for where they left off here this season, starting out 2-0. Ryan, this team is well-balanced, well-coached, and of course after falling in last year's state finals, their goal this year is to get back and win it, and they've got as good of a chance as anyone.
They have a lot of returning talent from that last year's team, and we talk about last year's team a lot. If they can keep up their momentum from last year, obviously they want to come back with a state championship this time, and they obviously have the talent to do so. And like you said, they're off on the right foot. It's really just about keeping that foot on the gas and having that momentum exactly where they need it.
Well, Andreas digs in, and we are underway from Lawrence with a first pitch strike. Fastball on the outside corner. 0-1 the count to Andreas. Deacon Moore, the younger brother of Kellen Moore, the Lafayette commit, and he delivers a strike on the outside corner, makes it 0-2. Trying to duplicate what his brother did on Monday in the opener, 16 strikeout performance against Trenton in the 5-2 win. The 0-2 from Moore is popped foul and out of play, back behind home plate.
You could have made a play on that, Jordan.
Would have had to have real long arms there, Ryan. About an Odell Beckham that.
But yeah, he really just has to go out and repeat the 16 strikeouts in a 7-inning game. That's ridiculous numbers right there.
The 0-2 once more, foul to the backstop. Yeah, Kellen, he only went 6 innings, 16 strikeouts, so 16 of his 18 outs were by the K. Picked up his 100th career strikeout in that game as well on Monday.
That's a boring day for the fielders that day, but it's also fun to watch. It's like watching an artist paint.
The 0-2 is just a bit outside with the breaking ball.
Really good discipline to hold off on that.
Yeah, we'll run the count to 1-2. That didn't miss by much. The 0-2 coming from the sophomore right-hander. Kicks and deals. Up high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Andreas has worked the count back even.
He's had a couple tough pitches to foul off here. He started out 0-2 to bring it back even. A lot of discipline shown.
2-2 pitch coming to Andreas. Just high, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Great battle here to begin the ball game between Andreas and Moore.
See if Moore has that put-away stuff just like his brother does.
Payoff pitch coming from Moore. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Deacon Moore fans Andreas to begin the ball game.
Andreas with a really tough at-bat there for Moore to start this game. And it's like we were saying, Ewing's going to come out and establish himself against the tough pitching staff here, and having him throw, 6-7 pitches at bat, already getting out there.
Yeah, and this is a Lawrence team that really does have a great staff all around. They've only given up 3 runs in their first 2 games, as the first pitch to the center fielder, Lorenzo Patron, is on the inside corner for strike one. Patron last season hit .360 in 50 at-bats and takes a ball up high.
He's somebody that Ewing wants to get going early. If he has those numbers from last season, you know he wants to get on base right now.
Gonna try to set it up for his catcher, Chris Salmon, who waits on deck. The 1-1 is ripped back up the middle. That's a base hit past the diving shortstop, Kelly. And Lorenzo Patron has the first hit of the day for the Blue Devils.
We talked about Lawrence picking it up right where they left off. Lorenzo Patron picking up where he left off, building on that already insane average.
And it will bring up the catcher, Chris Salmon, now with a runner on first and one out. Chris Salmon, .339 hitter last season, 62 at-bats, 18 runs batted in, and he takes just off the plate for ball one.
That was close right there.
Yeah, Deacon Moore so far has been pounding either in the strike zone or has been right near it, and he's been throwing the heat here early. Comes set at the letters, kicks and deals a 1-0. Popped up, short left, and that one is gonna hang up there and be caught by the third baseman, Dan Drizga, for the second out of the inning.
Those are really tough plays there, straight up like that. I always hated getting plays like that when I was over at first. It was always tough because, I mean, it's supposed to be easy. It's a pop fly, but with how high it is, the ball blends into the clouds. It's a good play over there.
Yeah, and especially with, we got kind of mostly cloudy skies here, white ball on the white clouds.
It's a tough play. Hats off to him.
As the pitcher, Colin Elam, digs in with Patron on first and takes a breaking ball over the inside part of the plate for strike one.
He's already established the heat. He's going to have to get this off-speed going as well.
Patron takes his lead off first, and he's back easily. He dives back into first. Got a turf field here at Lawrence, Ryan, and players dive like that. You got to believe the parents love this because it's a lot less laundry.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, my mother would be so happy if I played on turf. The amount of mud I put that poor woman through.
Up high, 1 ball and 1 strike now to Elam.
Although that was kind of fun about baseball, just getting dirty. That was always an aspect of the game. How dirty can you get before the game's over?
The 1-1 pitch from Moore is hit in the air off the first base side, and it's going to be back out of play into the parking lot. 1 ball and 2 strikes now the count.
Patron running on the breaking ball there. It seems like he was going to be able to slide in there. Really good time to run, too. That's something that I think Ewing's going to want to get going as well. They want to see if the Lawrence defense can help their pitchers just as much as their pitchers help themselves here. Moore's already established that he can get into the strike zone and get people out with his stuff, but we got to see if the field can do it now too.
So 1 ball and 2 strikes to the pitcher and designated hitter Colin Elam. Takes up and away for ball 2. The count's back even. Moore looking to work around the 1-out single from Patron. His 2-2 is fouled to the backstop.
These have been some tough battles here from the Ewing batters. Like, they either fall behind and get it back even, or they just keep fouling off these strikeout pitches that Moore's trying to put by him.
Count even at 2-2. Patron takes the lead off first. There he goes. Pitches outside, and he's going to steal that base without a throw.
That was a really good pitch again from Moore there. That one seemed like it nicked the top of the zone there, but umpire disagrees with me.
And so now full count, runner in scoring position and a prime opportunity for Ewing to get on the board first. Can the pitcher Colin Elam help his own cause here in the top of the first? Moore set at the belt. His payoff pitch is just fouled off.
Tough reach there. I was surprised that's a great pitch there from Moore than to get him leaning out like that on something so outside.
Elam last season, a .357 hitter, 10 walks. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Patron off of second. And that's up and away, ball 4. Now they've got Patron picked off back at second. They throw behind him and it goes into center field. And he'll hold up there, backed up nicely by Aiden Poot, the center fielder, but now second and first with 2 outs.
There's a little hesitation there. looked like he was going to take off for third, but then thought better of it, and obviously a really good decision there. He would have been hosed.
And it brings up the third baseman, Jake Mignona. Mignona last season hit 465 at-bats, and he's got a chance to drive in the first run of the ball game. First pitch from Moore is high, 1-0.
Mignona, one of the leaders of this Ewing squad. He's definitely somebody that wants to get the first couple RBIs of the season.
He's in a 1-0 count. Moore checks the runners and delivers on the inside corner. Fastball, 1-1.
Looks like Moore is almost trying to establish another set of, establish a strike zone here, because it seems like he's wanted a couple of the ones that have been left off and called balls.
1-1 is grounded out towards third. Drizga up with it, fires to Kellen Moore in time. And Deacon Moore works out of the second and first jam. No runs, a hit, 2 men left. No score as we head to the bottom of the first. And with that, I'd like to remind you that Trenton Thunder Baseball returns for the 2024 season on Tuesday, June 4th. Catch all the fun and excitement of a Thunder game throughout the summer. For ticket information, visit TrentonThunder.com. That's TrentonThunder.com, or call 609-394-3300. That's 609-394-3300. Post-game firework nights, Tuesday dollar dog nights, and pork roll Fridays throughout the season. Trenton Thunder Baseball, Big League Futures, Major League Fun, and the Italian People's Bakery is proud to support high school sports on the WBCB Sports Network. Visit them at their signature location at 63 Butler Street for the finest rolls, deli meats, and pastries. Drive by to smell that homemade bread made daily, or have them cater your next party or affair. The Italian People's Bakery for the best hoagies on Sunday afternoon, the finest dessert trays for your special get-together. Visit them once again, 63 Butler Street in Chambersburg. The Italian People's Bakery since 1936. And finally, don't forget, if you missed any of today's action, you could read all about it in tomorrow's edition of The Trentonian. For your complete local and national news 7 days a week, it's The Trentonian, or online at Trentonian.com, the only newspaper serving Bucks, Burlington, and Mercer County 7 days a week. It's The Trentonian. No score as we head to the bottom of the first, and the Cardinals will be set to dig in for the first time. Let's run down their lineup. They start with the shortstop, Robert Kelly. Then the pitcher, Deacon Moore, bats second. Right fielder, Teak Toto, hits third. First baseman, Kellen Moore, bats fourth. Hitting fifth, playing second base, Riley Rivera. Aiden Poot, the center fielder, bats sixth. DHing is Connor Williver. He bats seventh. Josh Viknoski, playing left field, bats eighth. And the third baseman, Dan Drizga, easy for me to say, rounds out the lineup, batting ninth, and they will take on Colin Elam, the right-hander who has begun his warm-up tosses. This Cardinals team, they've got a very potent offense. Haven't seen it too much throughout the first two games. They, of course, got shut down by Luke Billings on Thursday. Were able to come back and win that game in 12, 2-1 on an Aiden Poot walk-off single. A wild pitch in the seventh ended up tying that game. But we know this Cardinals offense, they could score a lot of runs. And, again, they're just well-balanced, well-coached. And if they're going to want to get back to where they were last year, this offense is going to have to be at the forefront, Ryan.
I guess that would be like the only question mark to start the season for them. I mean, obviously they've won their first two games, but when you talk about a team like Lawrence and the way they played last year, 7 runs in 2 games is not something that you expect to hear. And you know that they want to make sure that they know that they're just one of the best teams in general, not just one of the best pitching teams or one of the best defensive teams. They want to be the best team, period. So they have to come out here and establish that they can still hit.
Righty on righty. Robert Kelly takes a strike on the outside corner to get the Cardinals offensive game started. It's 0-1. Elam working quickly. His 0-1 is chopped out towards third base. Mignona up with it, fires across the diamond in time, 1 away.
Quick 2 pitches there. It's not the best start for the Cardinals, but it's good to see that they're aggressive. They're liking what they're seeing so far. They just got to swing through it instead of getting on top or underneath it like we saw just then.
And that brings the pitcher, Deacon Moore, to the plate. That was a nice play there by Mignona, ranging to his left.
Quick little hop, too. He usually eats some guys up.
So 2 pitches, 1 away, and Deacon Moore takes a healthy cut at the first one and fans through it. It's 0-1.
He's trying to untie this game right now, get himself established with some runs.
Elam's 0-1 is a breaking ball off the plate. Counts back even 1-1. Just a bit low, and 2 balls and 1 strike. Your count now to Deacon Moore.
Elam's pitching with a pitch clock out there right now.
That one's ripped towards the Ewing dugout. Look out. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
One of those Olays.
Yeah. Moore off to a bit of a slow start this season. 1 for 9 with a run scored. The lefty digs back in. The 2-2 from Elam is lined and past the shortstop into left field. And a 1-out single for Deacon Moore. So the Cardinals start out the bottom of the first, just as Ewing started out the top of the first, with 1 out and then a single.
That's an unfortunate play for Simpkins there. That's something that you definitely want to make as a shortstop, but that ball's hit really, really hard in the tail on that. It would have been a great play regardless, but yeah, wait for Moore to get off the schneid and hopefully get his hitting season going.
And it brings Teak Toto to the plate. First pitch to him is down and in, ball 1.
Top 5 name in Mercer County, I'll stand on it.
Teak Toto, double T.
Yeah, absolutely.
Moore was only a couple steps off of first, so he's got an easy job getting back there.
Got to keep him on his toes. Even if you're a couple steps off, you can get picked off if you're not paying attention.
That one is taken for a strike on the outside part of the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. Toto 1 for 5 to begin the year. And he's ahead in the count now. One of the kind of days where you just got to hold your papers down, Ryan.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't think the waters are going to be doing much good.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, I've got my water bottles holding down the lineup cards right now. They've done a sufficient job so far.
God forbid you get thirsty, Jordan.
This one's chopped foul. It'll remain 2-2. Yeah, I said before the game I brought these water bottles not to drink, but to kind of act as things just to hold down all the papers.
It's nice to have paperweights that are supposed to be for hydration.
Should invest maybe in some bricks for my next game.
It's not the worst idea.
That way I
I've
can
ever
drink water.
I'm sure a couple of the guys won't mind borrowing a couple baseballs.
Moore's back at first.
Actually,
not a bad idea.
Honestly, that might not even work because the wind's going to take the balls away too.
2 ball, 2 strike is cut on and missed.
It's a quick pitch there from Elam there to get him. It wasn't necessarily a quick pitch, but it was definitely quicker than most of his other motions to start this game out. Wait.
In the CVC. First base today. No. Sports